Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Hey, I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to be the best.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. To be one champion, one face, one name. His name's Deontay Wilder. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
It's the fact that I've been on it for so long. It's hard.
110%. There's no doubt in my mind. That fight will happen. There's no doubt in my mind. I'll beat Wilder as well.
I'm scaring heavyweights each and every time. Don't you see it? You know, I am the most feared. And if I'm not, then I want somebody to shut me up. I want somebody to prove that to me. I want to be proven wrong. But for right now, I don't feel like nobody's going to prove me wrong. Who has the guts?
Good morning, TBV. Damn, I don't know if I got my headphones turned up or that shit rocking this morning. Like, I don't know. But what's good? Good morning. Unfortunately, it's a good morning, but it isn't good news. Big fight falls apart. I guess the upside is no one really wanted it, right? Like, we were intrigued, but at the same time, we kind of had a foregone conclusion about it. But I'm not sure that the consolation prize is any better. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we're here this morning to talk Gervonta Tank Davis, Abner Mares cancellation, Hugo Ruiz steps in, Ruiz steps in, and this is what we have in a couple of days. So if you're interested in this is something you want to partake, something you want to give your opinion on, well, then you know the number, 1-425-569-5241. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Yeah, let's get this thing going, man. We got a couple of hosts hailing from around the globe, so let's get it started.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
With the stamp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over. Turn up. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo. I know y'all missed that motherfucking intro. I know y'all missed it, man. Y'all thought I was gone? Y'all thought I wasn't coming back? One day, and I hear all kind of rumors. Oh, what happened to Mike? Well, I'm out of town visiting my daughter. But hey, what's going on, man? Gervonta Davis and Abner Mares got canceled, so we got a guy named Hugo Ruiz who stepped in. A guy who I actually lost money on a couple weeks ago because he went the whole distance and didn't get a knockout. But I don't know how good of an opponent it is. I know the opponent is at like 135, so we'll see. You know, I get my rest of the co-host opinions, and let's get to it.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yeah, TBV, you know it's Doomy in the building. Got my cup of coffee this morning, and I'm really happy to be with y'all, man. I know I've been out the picture for a little bit, and can't wait to get into this topic this morning with you guys. Early morning bullshit, if you ask me, but we'll go ahead and let Ness lead this one if he's still there, or I'll kick off right now and just start giving my opinions on this fight.
Well, we do got a few more hosts to get to.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Mark Antonio era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been telling.
I'm gonna talk. You do too much talk. The thing is this:
People want their subjective preference to be
the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, we are in a state of emergency because Gervonta Davis is not fighting the fight that we think that he's going to fight and win. But now he's going to fight the fight that we know he's going to win, in the sense where this is a last-minute replacement. We couldn't get Fortuna. We'll go in details on that. As well, his opponent, Hugo Ruiz, 39 wins, 33 KOs, 4 losses, 3 by stoppages. So with this being said, a couple days to a couple weeks before this fight, is this going to be a Charlo situation again, last-minute replacement? Or is this going to be a very disappointing fight?
You know what, Ron? I was really disappointed when I found out that it wasn't going to be Javier Fortuna. I thought that would be a better fight than maybe even the Abner Mares fight.
I don't know. These last minute fights as of recent have turned into like a twister. You know, they're making good fights, but this guy's a much lighter opponent, isn't he? In another weight division, isn't he on a 26-pounder?
He's fought in lower than that before, and he recently just started coming up, from my understanding. So,
how does look? Fill me in on this, if one of you guys may know this, right? What was mysterious to me is that there should be contingency plans, right? There's always a backup, right? So like who mitigates these things, and how do they plan for a backup? Because we are in a sport where you're likely to get injured. Something's likely to happen, you know what I mean? So promoters and managers and all the people who are putting the money into these events, they got to have these plans in place in order for them not to lose the big monies that they're putting in. And so my question to them is like, you know, you're trying to make your fighter look bad or look good. You know, you got him looking bad right now because he hasn't fought in a while, and now he's fighting this guy as a replacement. So how does this thing work?
Yeah, well,
I don't know, man. I'll say this, right? Like for me, Tevin Farmer has proven, Big Baby has proven that it really don't matter who you fight as long as you're active and putting on semi-decent performances. Seems like people don't mind it. Like Gervonta is not fighting any different level of opposition than Big Baby and Tevin Farmer. It's the same diet. It's no different than Oscar Valdez and Gilberto Ramirez. It's the same exact diet. A dude you never heard of who was an opponent to someone you do know that has a loss on his record because you know the other dude that beat him. I mean, this is not any different. I'm not here to defend it at all. I'm just saying, contingency plan, this is the contingency plan. Like every other promoter does the same thing, you know?
I was going to say, you know, obviously the word was Fortuna, but Steven Espinoza tweeted out yesterday, you know, Fortuna can't make 130 and is a lefty. Not a realistic option. He's also mentioned other fighters that happen to be way too old with 14 losses. In addition to that, it doesn't solve any type of problems because of the lefty. So I guess the big thing too is not only just having a backup, but having a backup of a person who we just saw, like the Charlo situation. It was a person who was, I think, an opposite fighter when it comes to stance. So problematic things like that can happen, and they want to try to ensure their fighter. And in this case, you know, I think what made it worse is it wasn't a fight that we thought was extremely competitive. So seeing the fact that this is the backup of the fight that we already felt was very lopsided when it came to who was in favorite, you know?
Well, that's the idea, right? A lot of people are going to be upset at this fight because they're expecting Gervonta to be upping his competition as he fights, you know, as he continues to fight. But let's look into Hugo, right? Let's give Hugo Ruiz a chance here. He has 39 fights. He has 70% according to BoxRec, 77% KO ratio. That's 33 KOs. So, you know, the guy can punch, but start looking at his resume. Like, I'm familiar with none of these fighters, bro.
He just fought a guy, I believe, on the I forget what card it was on, but it was like recently.
In Las Vegas?
I believe so. And the guy had like 2 days notice, and the guy took him 12 rounds. So not
only that, he's lost to dudes you never heard of and to two dudes you heard of, but like he went a split decision with Koki Kameda. and he lost by knockout, or I don't know, retired. I don't even know what RTD stands for these days, but Hasiagwa. I remember Hasiagwa.
That's what it was. He was supposed to fight that guy Jack Tempora on the Manny Pacquiao card, but Jack had to pull out, so that they got a guy with, I guess, got him on like 2 days' notice, and the guy ended up having a fairly good showing.
Oh yeah, Julio Ceja, because that's the dude I never heard of to beat him.
No, I'm talking his last fight.
Julio, yeah, Alberto Guevara.
Oh yeah,
the kid's young. Yeah, he fought a young.
Yeah, but he got the win. Alberto Guevara. Oh no, Guevara.
Now, do you know Ramiro Robles?
It doesn't even matter about him, bro, because at the end of the day, he's not the A side, and he's not Matt Korobov. He's not Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not those guys.
Yeah, and I've seen him fight, before. I think the first time I seen him was a long time ago when he was on the PBC lineup.
I was ready to say, Ron, I've never seen this guy fight.
On like ESPN, so I'm talking like 2015, maybe.
What did you see from him? What did you get from this guy? What kind of style is he going to bring towards Gervonta? Is he going to be a guy that's got to make it ugly, or is he going to be, a scary cat running away on the back foot? What kind of guy is this guy?
I mean, he punches hard, but knowing the fact that Gervonta is a very slick defensive fighter at times with explosive hands, what made the Abner Mares fight, I think, interesting was the experience factor and the grittiness. No disrespect to Hugo, but I think he's a little bit more of a sitting target, very stationary at times. And at that point, I don't think he can box on his back foot. That's why I saw him getting, beat up, was going backwards. And Tank is definitely a guy that will push you backwards. And if you're a smaller guy, man, I just think that it's just going to be a fight where Tank is going to just look just like Tank of all the other fights, but just with someone where the casual fans don't know and the hardcores can't assess where Tank's levels at.
Abner Mares' injuries, are we privy to what exactly those injuries are?
I mean, he did come out on his IG and said that he had I believe a elbow injury or something with his
Oh man, the Thurman injury, huh? That one's liable to keep guys out for a while.
And it was kind of funny because Tank came out and was like, "Oh man, this guy ducking me. He don't want to fight me. He making up fake injuries." Then Abner came back out. Let me find that message.
Yeah, I mean, he messaged him. It was like, "Come on, homie. I'm a pro, and I'm a multiple division world champ. Like, I don't need to duck nobody. I called you out." And I'm paraphrasing, but he went through all that. And it's true, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Abner's going to go through all the trouble of getting the fight, training for the fight, to 1 week back out because he's scared of the fight.
You know what light I do see out of this situation right now? I feel as though, like, being as though Gervonta now not going to be facing Abner Mares, I think there's going to be a little pressure on him now to accept a good fight for the fans, man. And if Tevin does his job and gets my man Jono, he said he was going to call him out. That's the fight that everybody wants to see. I think there's a little more pressure on Gervonta now because, if he would have fought Abner Mares, he would have been like, okay, he fought a guy that's, up in the levels. So, we're gonna wait Tevin a little longer. We've been asking for Tevin and Gervonta for a while. I think this puts more pressure on Davis. What y'all think?
Are you on Wi-Fi? Because you ain't answering none of my fucking texts, and I'm telling you there's something wrong with your motherfucking mic. Get your shit together.
Oh, you know the rules. I mute the phone. If not, you gotta read the text.
Look at the shit. But anyway, man, look, let's open up the phone lines. Not much to say here, bro. Like, again, we're being honest, not hateful. No one was like writing home to tell their mom Gervonta was fighting Abner, because we kind of felt like Abner was not gonna, get the win. So now that Abner's out, hey, nobody ain't writing home to tell him that Ruiz stepped in. So,
and real quick, for the people to know, it's the exact same date, February 9th. They are not changing the date, and it will be at the Stub Hudson, right?
I
thought it was a Stub Hudson. So
everything I think should stay the same, but for this point, this is where we have to start looking at. Abner Mares was a fight that we felt that Gervonta Tank Davis was coming back to, and Abner was taking up the fight. So we were loving the story from the Abner side and seeing, look, Abner's taking Darren to be great. We had him on the show. the whole Robert Garcia parlay where you have Josecito Lopez, who had a great performance against Keith Thurman in that fight, actually. Now you have Tank Davis versus Abner Mares, and then, of course, the big one, the Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence on pay-per-view. So, with that being said, the whole storyline felt like it was Abner Mares, and Mayweather was kind of the Mayweather promotion team and all those guys. Like, I don't think they're handling Gervonta properly at this point. They had him inactive for a while. They had him in, once a fight every year. He's publicly talked about he wasn't happy. He talked about all these things, and now here he is coming back against someone that the fans don't think is great. And Tevin Farmer's out there fighting multiple times on DAZN, has a championship belt. He pretty much went from someone of a contender to a world champion, defending his title for the third time.
Yes, sir.
There's something very problematic in this
Yeah,
point.
he's had like 4 fights in 7 months, or he'll have 4 fights in 7 months by the time he fights this fight.
He's been really active. And real quick, if you're listening right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Helps put the visibility of the show. And also, if you want to go one step farther to support the Boxing Voice, go over to theboxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors and click on the Amazon link. Bookmark that link, save that link, and do all your shopping through that link. It costs you absolutely nothing, but we do get a little kickback every time you use that link.
And just going with that as well, it's like now how much more pressure is on Mayweather's side, because Eddie Hearn's out there going, hey, I would throw deals out. I even thrown out co-promotion deals just so that the guy can stay busy, stay active. And in addition to that, he feels that these deals that he gave out, Tank's maybe not even seen them. So the pressure is not even just like,
yeah, man, but that's Eddie's job to act like that and say all that. Tank don't need Tevin, man. What's Tevin's biggest win, bro? Let's just keep it real.
It's not. Look,
what's Tevin's biggest win?
They're in the same.
Like he could have 5, 10 fights in 2 years. It won't matter. When they reschedule Abner Mares, that's a 4-time, 3-time division world champion, easy Hall of Famer. Not first ballot, but easy Hall of Famer. He's gonna continue to do things on Spanish telecast. Knock it the fuck off.
Well, here's the thing. Look,
and I'm not speaking to you. I'm talking to trolls and everybody that always want to dick ride Eddie. Like, he do not need him. He don't.
That's true. That's true.
But here's
the fighters, bro. Like we said, Fortuna could have stepped in, right? Oh, so Steven Espinosa says no. He's a southpaw. Oh, he's too heavy. Fine. Take an 8-10 week training camp. Both of y'all get ready for each other. That's the biggest name on Gervonta's resume. Like, they don't need fucking Eddie, bro. Eddie needs them. Eddie, who is Jonah Carl? Like, I love Jonah Carl, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I've interviewed him. I've met him. He's a great guy. He sounds great. So it's just like, all right. But how the fuck do you get a title shot off a draw? You the history guy. Give me another time where somebody got a title shot off a draw.
Look, check this out. Marvin Hagler did. But from that point, what I'm trying to say is Gervonta Tank Davis is over here. He's fighting. He was supposed to fight Abner Mares. Now, at this point, we're in a situation where we're not getting the ideal fight he wants. He was on Ellie's setback last night, and they were asking him, would you want to fight Abner Mares again? Would you, and he just was like, man, I wanted to fight Abner now, but I don't know then, he just seemed very disinterested in that video, where at that point, where does he go from that point? If he doesn't get Abner Mares after this, right? He doesn't go fight Abner Mares. Where does he go? Because all the other champions, look, Miguel Burchell, Ito, Jamal Herring, that's all ESPN top rank. We already know how Mayweather feels about those guys. Tevin Farmer's on the IBF, Tevin Farmer's with DAZN, and Alberto Machado is over at DAZN with Golden Boy. So who else is in this division? What, Ryan Garcia? We know he's not going to get Ryan Garcia. They're not going to give him that. They're not going to send Ryan Garcia over to him. So where does he fight? Who does he fight? Where does he go? Does he go up to 135?
Who?
That's what I was thinking, Ryan.
Or Gervonta?
Gervonta.
Why are we even talking about Ryan Garcia? And
I know you just heard me just say he's not going to fight Ryan Garcia. Of course, I'm just trying to list off that division. Like, he's not going to fight Ryan Garcia, and they're not going to send Ryan Garcia. So who else is in there that's going to make things interesting unless he jumps up? How long is he going to stay at 130? Is he going to stay at 130 and wait for a long time for Abner Mares moving up and not unify?
Wait for Abner Mares. No, he don't need to wait for Abner. They brought Abner to him, bro.
Exactly. So I'm saying, who does
they could bring Leo to him. They could bring Gary Russell to him. What are you talking about? Gary Russell's been out with 26 for how long? His whole fucking life, dog. Like, y'all not thinking outside the box. Y'all not thinking with the inventory that's at hand.
All right, so who does he fight after Hugo Ruiz?
So does he fight Leo Santa Cruz jumping up? Gary Russell?
He could. He could. Like, he could. It's just the bottom line. Tell me that he can't.
I'm not saying that he can't, but I think it's
so whatever Tank wants, he gets. Is that your narrative?
Leo Santa Cruz and Gary Russell already have a built-in storyline.
Evidently, that's not true.
Okay, they have a built-in storyline. And did Abner have a built-in storyline with Tank, or did they create it? Like, you guys are bugging right now.
No, man,
you're basically saying that whatever Tank says he wants, he gets.
Because he hasn't got that. That's the whole point.
He ain't got nothing.
Never got anything he wanted.
How are you interpreting that? And all of you guys are wrong saying he hasn't gotten it when he has. They just gave him Abner Mares. That's a 3 or 4 divisional champ that we didn't think that they was gonna serve up. We all felt they were serving him up. We all felt Gervonta was winning. So stop saying,
bro. He didn't get served up. You heard Abner Mares. Abner called Gervonta out.
Abner was the one that was asking.
Yeah, he was the one asking for the fight. He's moving up.
All right, man.
Gervonta, like I gotta agree with Ron. Like, bro, what does he go after this fight? Does he wait for a Abner, or does he move up to 135? Like, these are legitimate questions.
All these guys that he has options to, Russell and all these other guys, but like, are they going to be available, or how does he have next choice on who he's going to fight?
Bro,
you know what I mean,
the WBA, he could fight out Alberto Machado, who's the regular or the interim. Okay,
but that's over on DAZN.
All right, and how do you think that's gonna happen? Alberto is not the A side. There will not be a purse bid, right? Or you think that they're gonna do a purse bid for Alberto Machado?
If you could get Gervonta Davis on your network, you do a purse bid.
Let's keep in mind, fucking casual ass Mike, that Golden Boy only bid $225,000 for Paulie Malignaggi, who was 10 times the name of Alberto Machado. And Paulie had to take his dumb ass on a plane to Ukraine to fight Sinchenko. So let's stop. Let's stop.
What that means, though, bro? He's not Gervonta Davis. We seen Eddie Hearn out here try to get Gervonta on his network.
Eddie works for Golden Boy now? Because I could have sworn Alberto Machado was with Golden Boy.
I thought DAZN.
I didn't know the zone goes to purse bids now, Mike. I didn't know the zone and John Skip are the one fucking putting in purse bids now.
If the zone has a chance to get Gervonta on their network, you don't think they'll tell Golden Boy, go ahead, use some of the money we gave y'all and bid for Gervonta Davis?
Leading.
Right. Bro, you leading too.
Who?
You leading.
I'm giving you facts. I gave you facts.
I'm giving you facts too, bro.
No.
Eddie Hearn wanted Gervonta Davis on that network, and you telling me? All right, go ahead.
What's the fact?
Eddie Hearn wanted Gervonta Davis on that network to fight Tim Informer. And you telling me if the zone has a chance to get Gervonta on there to fight Alberto Machado, they wouldn't tell the zone, hey, man, push for that first bid?
So do you think that Alberto Machado is going to win?
No, I don't. But I know Gervonta is a big enough man.
So as a network, you think that they're going to invest in a loss, or they're going to invest in Tevin, who can possibly win because of the boxing skill, which he's still the underdog?
I think maybe the dub invest in a loss. I mean,
to
have somebody on your network, bro.
Go back and forth with you. Okay. That's what you think. Put it out there to the world. Let's see what they think. I'm not gonna go back and forth with that ridiculous notion. Alberto Machado is not known enough. He ain't gonna be able to pull in anybody to get them.
He probably isn't famous known.
Gervonta Davis bringing in people, not Machado. Fuck him,
brother. If it's fuck him and Gervonta's such a big star, we wouldn't be sitting here disgusted about Hugo Ruiz. How is Hugo Ruiz different from fucking Alberto Machado, who's unknown? Biggest name is Yandel Evans. Which
it's 1 week notice, bro. It's like 1 week.
I would prefer Alberto Machado, man.
You want a fucking unification?
He's more of a KO
in 1 week. You want Gervonta Davis to fight another belt holder with 1 week notice?
Bro, he had 8 weeks to train.
I'm saying right now, Abner Mares just got hurt, so there's 1 week notice for Hugo Ruiz. I
I don't even know why you asking me that. What I said is, how is Alberto different from Hugo? And then you say, so you want Devontae to train for a champion in 1 week? Like, I'm not. What is the difference in the two, bruh?
One's a champion and one's not.
What champion? Oh, I know why you said that, because you want to back Crawford in the ridiculous shit he said about
no.
being a champion.
I thought
not everybody with an interim belt is a champion. Meanwhile, we didn't respect Pacquiao when he beat.
I thought it was the regular belt, not the interim. My bad.
Interim regular, it won't matter. It won't matter. It ain't the real bit. It ain't the real deal.
But who did Tank beat to get the belt, and who did Alberto Machado get the regular belt from? That's the storyline. Allegedly, he beat the better opposition who held the super.
So you know what Alberto Machado and Golden Boy need to do? Give up their sanctioning fees. Stop going to the WBA, who we see is corrupt time and time again. This ain't old news. It's consistent. Yearly, they have some outlandish thing that they do. Last year, it was Luis Ortiz. The year before that, Lucas Brown. Year before that, or a couple years tied to that, was like Aquendo, Shannon Briggs. Man, I could go on and on. You got the bullshit with Triple G and Jacobs. Then you got more bullshit when Sosa was the regular champ and Corrales was the super champ, but they mandated Jacobs and Triple G to fight, but they ain't mandate Sosa and Corrales to fight. Bro, WBA is trash. So if you mad now that they didn't make Machado the super champ, but they made the more popular Gervonta Davis, who they get better sanctioning fees from, the super champ, take it up with Mendoza, sleazy ass.
Yeah, and that's the problematic thing I'm trying to say. Is like, look, we are boxing fans. Okay, obviously we're going to be hardcore about it, but you got to understand that at some point there's a little corrupt, not on Gervonta Tank Davis's fault. He's doing exactly what you're supposed to do: fight the fight, win your fight, and get your stuff. But, you know, he's in a problematic situation where he's been outcrying, I need better fights, more active fights. And here he comes, and it's more concerning that the fact that, you know, they didn't have Fortuna on an 8 weeks thing or plan for other fighters. Now, I know there's a difference in stance and styles and stuff, but
huge difference. The fact that you're still repeating that, knowing that he's a southpaw, it doesn't make sense.
I'm not even going to that whole point. I'm saying the fact that people know Fortuna, point blank, period, outside of the stuff that, you know, those are problematic things. So that's what I already addressed. Get a name like Fortuna or someone where we're not going to be so because people,
brother, they have dozens. I mean, they got Richard Comey there. There's so many people that will come to Tank for an opportunity with a half decent name that builds Tank resume tenfold over Jonah Carroll's, Tommy Nielsen's, or Tennyson's, or what. Like, stop it with this.
A lot of guys don't want to jump at that bit on this.
But you don't think Richard Comey's not going to fight Lomachenko? They've already.
Bro, yeah, he ain't gonna fight Tank. He gonna want to fight for that title. He ain't right.
Richard Comey is signed to Lou DiBella. Who's gonna have Lou DiBella's ear before? Is it gonna be fucking Al's gonna sit down with him or Leonard Ellerby if he wants to do something with Tank? And what's bigger for
so you're saying Gervonta is bigger than Lomachenko when it comes to right now overall who you fight?
I didn't say that.
That's the obvious
that's
fight.
What, yeah. Obvious fight.
Richard Comey's clearly gonna go, if he wins that fight, gonna go after Lomachenko.
Yes, sir.
For him, it's not even an ideal to go down and wait to fight.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a thought.
Dude, Comey will not beat Lomachenko.
It doesn't matter. The fact is he has the opportunity to fight Lomachenko, the alleged title, multiple belts, and
I don't see no opportunity for Lomachenko and Comey. Anyway, this is them assuming, just like I'm assuming that Tank will get an opportunity at Comey. Comey is
IBF fighter.
Comey is in the mandatory. He still got an Eliminator 2 fight. He still got an Eliminator 2 fight, let alone win. You just counting Chagayev off or I don't know, Chinese or whatever the fuck his name is, bro. Another Lou guy. But you can't just count him out. Oh, Richard Comey's a given. Have you ever seen the other guy fight?
No, I didn't say it was a given. You just brought his name up, and
it sounds like Mike got him already fighting Lomachenko over here.
Whoever wins that at that point, if
it's not Richard Comey.
But you
no.
You brought Comey's name up.
Fighter IQ, you tell me, worst manager of the fucking year. If I come to you and I'm offering you a Tank Davis fight, you gonna say, "Now I'm gonna sit out, fight this unknown Richard Chanayev. No one can fucking pronounce his name. then we might get a shot. We might, after losing a purse bid,
What are you talking
we
about?
might get a shot at Lomachenko.
He has a title fight right now, the same belt that he fought Robert Easter. And
Let me bring Mario in. Let me bring Mario in by saying, Mario, what sort of guarantee does Richard Comey have that after he goes through an eliminator and then loses a purse bid, can still get Lomachenko? How do we know Lomachenko will even be there?
Why you keep saying eliminator? There's no
I don't know,
eliminator.
bro.
It's actual belt. This is
I'll be
for
a
the
belt.
belt.
It sounds to me, Mario.
He got to fight the dude Chagayev or whatever.
Listen, I'll put it to you like this. Okay.
It's got to take place. That is an eliminator for the title shot. Well, y'all better.
They're fighting for the IBF belt, though. Him and Chagayev.
Eliminator. I think this is the whole thing about eliminator. You get the chance to fight for the belt. That's
It's a vacant belt now?
You said what?
Are they fighting for a vacant?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was the eliminator. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. This is for a vacant belt. It's for the
Regardless, though, I hear the whole conversation, and I don't know. I can't believe I couldn't think Comey wouldn't still jump at that chance because you have that
best win is.
You know why you have that opportunity where even if you lose, you could still come around and like everybody's going to give you that kind of break on the 2-week notice. Now, don't get me wrong. When you have a belt on the line, it's really hard to kind of give that up. But
y'all tripping.
Regardless, like that's not even the point.
Tripping.
This is.
You want this man to come down to 130 and fight Davis.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
And say fuck that IBF belt.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong.
The point. I thought we was a boxing podcast.
No, listen.
Not goddamn me propaganda.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying is he was never even in the conversation. Like this is all a waste of time. Like they were never going to go to him. It was never like a point. Like I'm not saying that this fight didn't happen because of the fighter side. I'm saying this fight didn't happen because they weren't ever going to go to him on the other side. You know what I mean? So regardless, like everybody's frustrations have really nothing to do with Hugo Davis. I mean, they do and they don't. Like this is just a pattern that we've seen so far. You're allowed these type of fights and people don't even hate on you when you're put in this type of situation. It's just that this is like, we saw the writing on the wall with Gervonta, like we really have, and the step ups and all the kind of fights that he wants to have, it's just not coming. And so, I mean, I'm sure y'all have beaten this to death, but I mean, that's the frustration. And I got to see a little bit of the stuff in the chat yesterday, and everybody kind of getting on Danny, and so I'm sure he's had a hard enough time on the show today. No, I'm just kidding. But it's hard. It's a difficult thing. Like on one side, you can't blame him for something that happened to Abner Mares, but on the other side, like you can blame him that.
I mean, do we have, Mario, can you say that we have certain fighters that are really into their careers and we have other fighters that are kind of just letting the puppet masters per se just kind of run it? Because if you're directly in tune with your career, as and he's young, right? You got to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt,
leeway,
right?
Yeah,
a little leeway. But when you're really into your career and you really truly want to be remembered for something, I think that Ness says it all the time. You guys say it all the time. Ultimately, the boxers in charge of their destiny. They're the ones in charge of their career. So how much that transitions into the actual business of it, I don't know, right? But it seems as though Gervonta is not interested. He's not looking like he's hungry.
Here's the thing, too, though. I think that the one thing I've gotten from Gervonta all these years, he definitely is. He lets public opinion get to him. This guy is a social media. I was gonna say social media whore, but that sounds weird. This dude's definitely impacted by what people say on social media, right?
He's not shy from the camera.
Definitely. And I think that the one thing we could bank on, hopefully, is you're right. He's been not the puppet master of his own career. And I love the metaphor you gave there, because that sums it up perfect for like the way that we get fighters. There are two types of fighters, and they kind of put in those two different categories. However, that said, I think Davis is also a guy who is willing to grab the bull by the horn. So I think after this, if he hasn't absolutely demanded something far better, even maybe stiffer than Mares at this point. It's got to be better than that. Then he's got to be put into a real dogfight, a fight where someone of his caliber, somebody that he believes could be beat.
We thought that that Pedraza was going to be that guy, you know, and
yeah.
And
I mean, it was a decent.
He showed
up.
It
was definitely a decent fight, and it was good for him at the time. But I think Davis has definitely entered the stratosphere that is. I mean, he's a beast. I mean, every time we come on, there is no doubt. I mean, we've had fighters on the show that have not even wanted to mention his name. I mean,
you know what the big problem. This is what just happened. Tank has fought 3 people from his inactivity. Those 3 people he's fought, he's put on the best ass beating on those fighters than Lomachenko could have, Tevin Farmer could have, and let alone the fact that Abner Mares could have. So at this point, we're looking at a guy where at this point we're constantly comparing and going, damn, he did that, he did that, he did that.
And he's so much.
And we had this coach come on and he said, you guys haven't seen like 70% of this guy. So at this point, as a fight fan, you're just drooling to see whatever he can do. He's been rumored to fight Lomachenko on live TV, was Mayweather there. And then publicly, he's been on Twitter going, save me, talking to Eddie Hearn. You don't see Wilder entertaining these conversations with Eddie Hearn publicly on Twitter. You don't see, Gennady Golovkin talking to Oscar De La Hoya, do any type of social media publicly, or even his promoter, like sharing the idea, So
well, you said it perfect though, Ron. You said it perfect, okay? Because what you said was we've seen him in these dominating performances, right? But then we only get to see him one time last year. So that was like a huge thing for everybody who's been so excited to see his dominance and see what he's able to do. And then he's kind of taken away from us. And it's like, man, if we're going to see somebody fight the caliber opponents of Hugo Ruiz, and again, I'm not saying that that's his fault entirely at all, but then you better be fighting like 4 or 5 times a year. Like if you're still going to be putting up those kind of performances, like you're dominating these guys.
I don't think it's not
step
his fault
up.
that it's not fighting 3 or 4 times a year. We all know what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that goes back to what Danny said.
Yeah. So I just feel like, man, if Tank was allowed to, I mean, he would, but for some odd reason, they just want to keep him 1 fight a year or 1 fight every 9 months. And I mean, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because a lot of people out there, like a lot of kids, see Tank as their favorite fighter. Like I've seen many kids say, "Hey, your Tank's my favorite fighter." I believe it was Showtime's ESPN Knows Child that where he said that his child said that Tank was his favorite fighter. So the more Tank fights, the better for the boxing public.
So from this point on, just from you guys on the panel, just general, what do you want Tank to do? Do you want him to try to unify in this division, move someone up from a smaller weight class to fight him, or go up to the next weight class and try to fight against Lomachenko?
I mean, Gervonta's been, he's been known to suffer at the scales. I personally would like to see him go up. I think his power would carry on, and he'd still be a threat.
I think it's unfair, to tell him to go up just because he missed weight one time. You know what I mean? Like Joanne Guzman missed weight mad times.
You lose a belt.
He's got such a weird frame on him. Like he's got such a weird body. Like he's.
Give me 1 second. I have
thick muscle.
Dion Nicholson.
Oh, Equalizer.
Oh, the Equalizer.
The Equalizer. What's going on, homie?
He's also the current WBC Silver Cruiserweight champ. So let's get him on the line. Dion, the Equalizer Nicholson, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
We're good, brother. Happy to have you. Obviously, we wanted to, get you on the show before your big fight. If everything is correct, you should be fighting February 15th in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, February 15th, Tuscaloosa at the river.
Cool. So what could you tell us about your opponent? And before you do that, I mean, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. Give them a little bit about your story, obviously, since they may or may not know you.
My name is Dion Nicholson. I'm Tuscaloosa, Alabama, man.
Born and raised. Started boxing late. I actually started boxing when I was in prison, incarcerated in prison, and I got out and I was an amateur. I think for a year and a half. I turned pro and now I'm 10-0, 10 knockouts. I fight a guy by the name of Charles Dale, February 15th. He in Tuscaloosa, and he's a straight up and down opponent. He's a power puncher. He's 9-1. I think he's about 6-1. But I'm looking forward to stopping this guy.
Now, just to be clear, is Coach Cuz your head coach? Demarius Hill?
Coach Cuz, that's my head coach. Yeah, Demarius Hill, that's my head coach.
Cool. I'm going to pass you to some of my co-hosts, but we'll get back to that because I just want to congratulate him. I hear he purchased the Sky Boxing Gym and changed it over to New Era. So you're now boxing under the New Era Boxing Club.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and they're looking good though, man.
Hey, what's going on, Dion? Michael Gross here.
What's up, Mike?
My first question is, now you were incarcerated. How did you end up finding boxing in jail? Prison, I'm sorry.
I used to fight. I used to fight a lot, man. When I was young, growing up, I grew up in the streets, man, and I was always athletic and I was always good at fighting. But this old school guy came to me and he was like, "Man, you should box." Which, when I was young, I always wanted to get in boxing, but my grandparents, they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't put me in boxing because they thought I was already terrorizing kids in the streets, so they thought that I would go in the streets fighting. But I met a guy and he taught me the fundamental of boxing while I was in prison, and I used to practice the fundamentals while I was down there, and I watched boxing.
Hey, Dion, Mario Munguia here. Man, I feel like we glossed over the fact that you were 10-0 with 10 KOs, correct?
Yeah.
So, at what point did you realize that you had that kind of power? And what's it been like? Has there been any pressure on you developing that knockout? Getting those in a row, the KO streak. Has there been any pressure to continue it?
Nah, there's no pressure, man. I can also box, man. But like my mindset, I always go into the fight. I never go into the fight like trying to go for the KO. I know I have extremely a lot of power. I know the power there. So, and I'm very fast, so and explosive. But no, it ain't been no pressure.
But was that something that you developed over time, though? Like, was that something you developed, or you always? Okay, that's what I was getting to.
I always had punching power, even when I was in the amateurs. I was knocking guys out cold. You know what I mean? With head get on. Like most of my amateur fights, I was knocking everybody out, and I fought heavier. I walk around like at like what 180, 185, 186. And I was fighting at 200. So I was giving up almost 20 pounds in the amateurs, and I was knocking those guys out.
Wow.
This is Ron. How's it going, Dion? Just wanted to know, while you're coming up, you're 10-0, 10 wins. Who were some of the people that you trained, sparred with, been in the ring with, just to get your, understanding of who are the people that you're working really hard with?
I done been in the ring with on the elite level. I done been in the ring with Keandre Leatherwood. I done put in work with Kenny McNeil, Hakeem Tito from Atlanta, Triple G. I was in camp in Big Bear with Triple G for his first camp when he fought Canelo Alvarez the first time. I was in Big Bear for 3 weeks. I done been in there with a lot of experienced fighters, man.
What was
and got work and spar.
What was the I guess the biggest piece of advice or nicest words Abel Sanchez gave you over those 3 weeks of time in camp?
Just it wasn't really like able like working like as like instructing me to do nothing. But one thing that Triple G told me that he said I can punch.
Absolutely.
And
my next question is: you said you walk around at 185, 186. Has there ever been any talks of you maybe going down to light heavyweight where there probably more money in that division?
That's what I'm gonna fight. That's what I'm gonna fight in. I just been fighting at cruiserweight. Like we've been fighting at like catch weights and stuff, but there was a title that was vacant at 200. So I ain't got no problem with fighting at 200. But I'm gonna fight at 175. I think I done fought at like 177, 178. But I can make 175 with no problem. I'd actually been sparring at 175.
Now I seen you I think was this maybe November or like December, and you were like a Yard opponent pulled out, and I seen you put under that picture that I'm available. So is that a fight that you would possibly want, Anthony Yard, maybe overseas or maybe in the States?
I love to fight Anthony Yard. I love him come over to the States and fight somebody like me, a solid opponent, because I see that that he hasn't really fought nobody my altitude or like me, somebody who's gonna bring the fight to him, and I think that he's a good fighter, and I think that me and him will be a exciting fight to see,
Hey Dion, so real quick, let me run that back real quick. So what is the reason for the weight jumps? Is it been a problem getting fights or what's that reasoning that you've been fighting? Because I do see that you've been all over the place.
You have to really ask my manager, man. Like I'm just a fighter, so I just been fighting, But so far it's been working out good, and the fights that I have been getting, it done put me in a good spot. The way people starting to notice me and starting to notice my name, and I'm trying to move up in ranking.
I mean, I can't even imagine. I feel like this is what I'm hearing, that you have so much power that it doesn't matter to you if you're giving up weight or height or reach or size or anything to your opponent. I mean, that sounds crazy, but
no, I don't.
Wow, that
heavyweights, man. Like they put like they be bringing heavyweights in camp with me, I spar heavyweight, man. I got some heavy. I can honestly say that I got some heavy hands.
Yeah, Dion, what's going on? It's Alex doing liners, bro. How you been?
What's up, bro? I'm good, man.
Long time no see, man. Yeah, and I've seen you spar these heavy guys, man. I know Willie's one of the guys that's felt your power, man. Not a good thing to feel. Definitely hit hard. When you mentioned going and that you could make the weight pretty good, surprising to me, because I know how in shape you always are, and cutting extra 10 pounds, I guess probably worried me. But if you say you can do it, right?
I can make 175 easy.
That's great, bro, because that power at your weight, agility and speed.
Yeah, but like I said, I ain't really never cared. Like me, honestly, like I come from the street. Like I ain't never really cared about weight.
There's no weight classes in the street, right?
Yeah, man. I don't really care about that.
He has to go
in the ring,
So who's your manager? Who's your manager? You said you leave that to your manager. Who's
my advisor? Well, I take that back. My advisor, JD's.
Okay. So Jay is getting you the fights. That's what's up. So you at least got somebody with experience in there, and then you got Coach Cuz as the head coach. So I mean, Yard, I'm not gonna let you get over that, because Yard would be a huge step up. Looking over your resume, you said Yard's never fought nobody as the level of you. Wouldn't he have the same ability to say the same thing about you? Like, doesn't he have the right to say the same thing? Okay.
Yes, I agree with you. I ain't no person that don't speak nothing. You know, I speak facts. I don't speak truth.
Hey, what's going on? It's Ron
But I
again.
think a fighter like that, y'all will see more out of me. When the better the competition that you put me in, the more you see out of me.
But you don't think you need a few TV
like
fights
I say, I only
before
got
a guy
10
like
fights.
Yard
I only got
could
10
take a
fights.
notice of you?
Huh?
Do you think you need a few TV fights before a guy like Anthony Yard would take notice of you and would want to fight you?
Shit, to be honest, I don't know him, but to be honest, I think my personal opinion, I think when people see me on TV and they see what I bring to the table, a lot of them fighters ain't gonna want to fight me.
Hey, this is Ron. I wanted to get the whole understanding of the nickname, the Equalizer, because many professionals come up, they kind of figure out their names a little bit later. You have the Equalizer already set. Like, what's the story behind that?
My coach, you know, in the amateurs, like, it's not only because I got knockout power in both hands, but you know, I got the Equalizer. I got that one punch knockout. I got that what you seen in the with the Deontay and Tyson Fury fight, 12th round, that knockout power, that one punch knockout power that can change the whole fight. That's me.
Hey Dion, how many rounds is this next fight scheduled for?
It's a 10-round fight.
10-round fight. Okay. And so is your last one, right? I mean, you got the guy out early, of course, but this isn't your first 10-rounder.
Yeah, my 3rd round.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
my last fight was a 10-round too. I just knocked him out 3rd round.
yeah, I was hoping. Yeah, I saw that, but I was wondering, making sure that was correct. So what's it like? You're fighting in Tuscaloosa. You're from Tuscaloosa. Were you born in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I was born in Tuscaloosa.
Okay, so what's that like, fighting in front of the hometown crowd like that?
Just normal, you know. I'm so used to, you know. I'm just used to the crowds and stuff, so it ain't nothing.
No pressure to put on a extra show.
No, it ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. You know, I'm a professional.
Hey Dion, I want to change gears real quick. Hopefully my co-host won't get too mad at me. But I want to ask you, man.
All right.
What was going through your mind when Clemson was beating the shit out of Alabama?
Oh man, I mean, you have to be honest, I think they had a bad game in the wrong time. You know, I mean, it happens, man. You know, they had a good season, the whole season, and for that, they just, you know, they lost. So I mean, it happens.
Yeah, you got to tell everybody next
I
year.
I don't think Clemson a better team than Alabama. I don't think they're a better team than Alabama. I think if they was to play 10 times, I think that Alabama would have beat them 9 times. That's their only win. You know, I'm a big Alabama fan, but I think that overall Alabama's a better team than Clemson. It's just they had a bad game.
Well, Dion, you know, we want to thank you for your time. You know, we want to say that we appreciate you joining us so early. But at this time, if you want to give out your social media, let people, you know where they can get you. So if they're not following, they can follow you. You can do so at this time.
All right, make sure you follow me at Dion Equalizer on Instagram, Dion Nicholson on Facebook, and Dion Equalizer on Snapchat. Follow me
man,
on Facebook.
I'm trying to make some money. What round is dude going out?
What round dude going out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Depending on how he come. He come trying to be the boogeyman. He gonna go early.
All right, man.
What do you know his name? Because it's not listed on BoxRec, the event.
Charles.
Okay.
Charles Dale. Charles Dale.
So you've watched tape already. Dale.
I done seen him fight. We done fought on the same card. Yeah, Charles Dale. We done fought on the same card twice. I done seen how he fight. You know what I mean? So He just, to be honest, he's a straight up and down opponent. I'm gonna have fun with him.
Well, you definitely got more experience than him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you tell when people getting up with solid opponent, man. Like when them guys be talking and them dudes get in the ring with me and they get hit with my jab, I can see it in their eyes. Like, God damn, shit, motherfucking jab hard.
And this is February 15th, right?
Yep, February 15th here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, man.
Day right after Valentine's. Damn, I'm gonna be in Jamaica. If it wasn't for that, I would be down there.
I'm already here, man.
Hey, well, listen, Dion, man, thank you for taking out the time. We appreciate it. We're gonna get you back after the big win and see what's next. Shout out to Coach Demarius Hill, keeping you moving, and shout out to Jay Diaz getting you these fights, man. We appreciate your time, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank y'all.
All right. Well, there you have it. Current WBC Cruiserweight International, right? What is this, like a USBC WBC International Cruiserweight title? 10-0, 10 knockouts. Going to be fighting Charles Day February 15th.
Charles Dale's 9-1, Ness. With 6 KOs. That's not bad.
That's scary though, man.
The level of opposition, they're both level of opposition isn't the best, but Nicholson's is slightly better when you look at wins and loss ratio.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Let's go out to the phone lines. You know the number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Going out to Mastermind, Joel. Talk to me in Dubai.
What's going on, Joel?
What up?
Kind of muffled, just a little bit. Joel, you still there?
You got lost in the static.
Nah, he disappeared to the shadow
he's
realm.
in Dubai, man. It's bad service over there. Using like VPNs for the fucking
the calls and stuff.
Yeah, for the Skype. But we're going to Mastermind in Alabama.
I want Joshua. Joshua, come and see me, baby. If he doesn't hide, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more excuses.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
See, having man, go on start boxing, man. Who knows? You might have that power too.
Hey, come back to me in like a minute. I'm walking in the house right now.
Yeah, all right, that's your boomerang.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
He crocodile Dundee.
Oh shit, that's so fucked up.
Mastermind, what up, Joel?
Yeah, what up? What up?
What it do? How's Dubai treating you?
Good.
This is a very clear call now.
It's great. What up, Joel, man?
I'm good, man.
He ran to the top of that palace.
got the satellite phone right now.
Yeah, the Dominican vampire.
Oh, you calling us that?
Yo,
Dominican vampire.
I
have that question though. How long does Tank tend to bring up people up?
I mean, we would have to compare his resume to Crawford, see how many guys Crawford brought up.
That is a bit.
And then
I was throwing it.
Why you got to compare everybody's record to Crawford? Crawford was never part of the equation. He just acted like
I'm only using him because he's a guy that I know has a few. He has like more than a few. A few would be 3 or 2. I think maybe Crawford got like 4 guys that moved up. So if it's 4 or 5, then we say Tank could do 4 or 5. Because if it's good for Crawford, it got to be good for Tank.
Who you move up?
Joel, finish your call. I'll give you the answer.
Thank you.
Hold on, man. that was a bait. I put the bait and then you grab it.
Go get him.
Always talking about Crawford, and then you always say bad things about him bringing people up. So now when he's Tank, you're on the defensive things.
How am I defensive? How am I defensive? What'd you say? Remember when I opened this show, I said we never wanted the Mares fight. We thought that Mares would lose. Now we really don't want the opponent. What are you talking about? I mean,
fair enough.
I'm the same guy that went around asking dozens of people about Mikey and Earl and why it's happening. Like, I'm consistent with little guys moving up. Same guy that didn't think Kell Brook should do it and was unhappy. I'm consistent with these move up fights. Very consistent.
Fair enough.
The guy that moves up always lose. Ex Derry Jean, ex Gamboa. You know, they always
Guano.
Fair enough. So, do you think that in that division, those champions will fight each other? Because I don't think they will.
Which division? Which division is that?
Cut it. 130. Ness. Ricky's only on one division.
Yeah, I see Miguel Burchett fighting Ito, or
Jamel Herring,
or exactly, or Jamel Herring. I see that happening. You know, some are easier than others.
You could possibly get Former and Machado, since they're both on the zone.
Exactly, but Machado is not a champion. Again, you keep like putting people in the wrong category. Like, you know, I mean, I get it. You want to help.
I mean, it's so many belts out there, bro.
I know you just want to help a certain person's argument. It's all good.
I mean, I'm not trying to help anybody's argument. Like me and Ron talked about last night, like saying that Gamboa was a interim champion was not a smart thing to say. But what he could have said was, I didn't bring him up to 135. He was already there.
No. I mean, look.
Hey, this is not 10 cover show. If you want to do a 10 cover show, we can do one. Whenever I don't duck no fade. I don't duck no heat. I don't duck nobody. If you want to do one, we can do one.
Motherfucker. There's a lot of things I like to move, so
man down.
Just try to get on my games.
Man down.
Nobody gonna call me because I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's
my nigga saying man down now. No more one time. Wow. No more one time.
Nah, you taking that wrong. I'm just singing along with his intro, bro.
Let JD get his call off, man down.
Yo, what's up, man? I just called to say real quick, man. Like, that's why it's shit like this. This is why I wait till damn near fight week to get my damn tickets. Like, going to the Earl fence, Garcia fight. I'm literally gonna wait till fight week to purchase my goddamn ticket. You know, because like it's got to be so frustrating if you already bought a damn ticket to this fight. You know, wanting to see Mares and Davis, and now this shit happened.
Plane ticket money,
you know what I'm saying?
ticket money, hotel money. Like, yo, boxing fans, we get played left and right.
And
ain't no returns on that shit.
Hell no, not plane ticket anyway.
Yeah, so you know, when it comes to the Earl Spence fight, man, and you know, you can cancel your reservations to the hotel. That's no big deal. But as far as like getting the fight ticket, I don't even know how that shit works, man. I don't even want to go through the hassle of. I don't even know if you can get a refund. But yo, the guy who just got off the call, man, like that dude sound like he just knocked motherfuckers out. Like, I want to see that dude fight. Like, just listening to that call just got me wanting to see the guy fight. But that's all I got, man. Let me get to my duck driving. Yo, fuck hosting, man.
Yo, they killing Jose El Loco.
JD,
you kept calling him a duck driver.
We're going Javier again in Alabama.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Damn, man, you an asshole, bro. I swear.
Man,
he coming in swinging.
I'm a cool asshole though. B.
No, fuck. Nice, nigga. I heard what you said. Then I couldn't even hear the call. That's crazy.
Nah, that was you and Joel playing games with Skype, man.
I didn't do shit.
You hung up.
Hey, I'm trying to hit Buddy up to get on the go to the fight though. The dude Dion was just on here.
Oh yeah, Dion. You should. That's right. Support local talent. Support local talent. That's fucking right, Javier. Stand up. Matter of fact, you should take a camera with you as TBV. Get an interview with Coach Demarius Hill. We'll talk about that off air because you're a mastermind, you know.
All right, bet.
You're a mastermind.
But yeah, I hit him up.
To this day. To this day. Look at Javi. Javi trying to get out here do his thing.
Javi stepping up, man.
Oh shit! And you in Alabama, bro. Like that could be your guy. That could be your guy right there, bro.
Yo, but hey,
word.
Y'all gonna quit acting like it's Gervonta fault. Nigga Mares pulled out. Y'all act like it's Gervonta fault.
Mares ain't pull out, man. Don't come on here spreading allegations.
He got injured.
Mares is seriously injured. And
that's called pulling out.
Nah,
if you pull out with injury.
Yeah. Okay. Now you preferenced it, right? I mean, if you going, you know, be literal, be literal.
We know he pulled out. We know he pulled out for injury. I thought we all knew that.
Okay. As long as we saying,
and the only guy they could find was Hugo Ruiz.
But that's not
a guy that has to come up and wait, and who went 12 rounds with a guy that we don't even know.
Don't
about.
say he got to come up and wait because his last fight was at 135. I'm just saying.
But he came up to that weight. He's new. He's new to that weight, isn't he?
Bro, fuck all that. Let me finish my call. Anyway,
yo, they out here hating on Jonah Carl, man. Why they hating on Jonah Carl now? They hating on Jonah Carl
because the farmer tank fight what we want to see, not Hugo Ruiz.
No, I'm talking about on my interview.
Oh, on your interview,
he's discussing the state of the heavyweight division.
Oh, I gotta see that then.
Yeah, hey, we gonna do him on Common Creeping Thursdays. That's today. No, Javi, you here? You just don't know how to talk.
Bro, I'm trying to talk, but y'all niggas cut me off. I can't even talk.
Let me talk. Javi, you know there's 35 seconds on a 3-minute clock. I give you more time all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying, bro, y'all just talked the last minute and a half. Nigga.
Styling right now.
I hate y'all niggas, bro.
You know you hate love us.
Hey, you lucky we ain't got group FaceTime. I'll cut your ass out. Don't worry. It's coming back. I'm going to cut your punk ass out in this.
Yo, man. You bugging, bro.
So what was your last thought, Javi?
I know.
My last thought was
35 seconds or nothing.
Nigga, who wanna fight Tank on 2 weeks' notice? Nobody. Bro.
Hugo Rios.
Tank the real boogeyman. Ain't nobody care when Andrade was, and when Billy Joe pulled out, Andrade fought a bum.
We did care. We called him Wolverine. Stop it, man. You see, you
got but Tank's got like that. I don't know. He's got that A side appeal. I mean, bro, are you kidding? Andrade's been getting ducked since day one. Like that man can't catch a break. I mean, now he has, but you know, bro, he had the hard come up. He had the hard come up to Davis.
Noah, Cali.
What's poppin', TBV?
What up, Noah?
Cracking with it.
What up, P?
Oh shit, man, you know what it is, man. Hey, man, y'all can't have no mercy for the West Coast with these 6 a.m. shows, man. But,
you ain't got no mercy with us. All in the hallway on speakerphone.
Now he just got up making that coffee.
Hell no, nigga, I'm at work. I got to step into the little work lounge.
My man get up with son.
Anyway, but peep game though. First and foremost, I'm happy that Abner is not fighting him because let's give Abner some time to put on some more weight and everything. I don't think Abner pulled out. That ain't the type of person that Abner is. You know what I mean? Like I said, we met him, super cool cat, good person. So I'm not looking forward to seeing him getting punched by a Tank. But anyway, I think it's gonna be better. It's gonna be a better fight. You give them boys up there in Oxnard more time to prepare, scout. And come up with a solid game plan. You see the game plan that they came up with, Keith, which was a great game plan. They used his movement against him, little traps and stuff that they was deploying. Beautiful game plan. Y'all got to get some footage up on old boy that just came here. He talked about he jabbing niggas to sleep. You know what I mean? I need to see that, like ASAP. Mike.
I mean, do me know firsthand, man. He seen him spar heavyweights.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. He sparred this guy who's maybe about 260, and 270, and he's rocked them hard enough where you have to stop. You have to stop the fight for a little bit. The sparring. Excuse me. He hits that hard, man. He's known for it. Confident about it. It'd be good. It'd be good if a guy like Yardy, you know, kind of say, you know what, I want to make my debut, like he said. You know, that'd be such a gift because sometimes you need that better opposition to bring the better out of you, so that the people can see you. And then in a fight like with Yardy, he would definitely be in the light.
Yo, why are you pronouncing the E, homie?
Yard.
Yeah,
Yard.
Yardy.
Yeah, I got, you know, the pirate fucking came out.
Yard, mate. Hey, I'm your host, Nestigus. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Catch us for another edition of Thursday Comment Creeping. As there's a lot of videos that we put out, whether it be Ron's Big Baby, some of Ron's Eddies, but there are hundreds of comments to check.
Yeah, we
gotta find the good ones.
Yeah.
Top 5 to 15. Top 5 to 15 will be discussed. Is your comment one that TBV will discuss on the Patreon only show? Find out. That's the Boxing Voice.
Sounded like the Matchbox guy.
Yeah, we might need to like just pick our own video and like, because it's so many videos.
That's what I'll do. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna ask off air if we should do that, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, I just got something to say. I hit the refresh button on my screen and I'm looking at 262 watch and 89 thumbs up. What's going on over here?
That's some fucked up numbers.
Can I
right
guess?
there,
Can
bro.
I guess some? Hit that like button real quick, just to snap it of the wrist, real quick.
Hey, I'm Martin Mungia. Catch me at Martin Mungia on Twitter. Catch me at Martin Mungia on Instagram. And catch me later for Comment Creeping. Maybe just, oh man, we got Thursday show today. I was going to say maybe we could squeeze in the fight review. But yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But maybe it will. Who knows?
We might have welterweight contender Samuel Vargas from Canada live on the show, 7:30 Eastern time. If all goes well, I got to check my emails, but they want it in. We want them on. Let's do these, Steve.
Don't forget, man. We got Eric Molina. He called you. Ness.
Oh, shit. That is this Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And it is at 7:30.
Yes, sir.
And I already tried. And I already
Who got your back? If I ain't got your back,
I mean, you kind of late with having my back because I just told
Well,
you.
you ain't tell me though. If you told me, I would have wrote it down.
I found out about Vargas right now. And as soon as I found out, I told you.
I told Samuel Vargas people, you told me the schedule was clear.
Oh, me?
Mike, this happened to you before on the same show where you had his bag and Ness was like, man, you ain't have my bag. I swear this happens like once every month, but it's cool. That's what makes the team great.
If you had my back, you wouldn't have said, yo, because I thought you told me yesterday, yo, it's cool to book somebody for 7:30 when I called you.
My nigga, I ain't even talked to you yesterday, my nigga. Like,
What?
come on, bro.
You on the plane?
Bro, I barely talked to you yesterday. When I called you, I called you at nighttime.
He was sleep talking.
First he said he didn't talk to me, then he changed it right away. Next sentence was, I barely talked to you.
Because I called you last night.
Can't be believed.
I called you last night and let you know, like, bro, you lucky I talked to Ron because I was gonna fire your ass up about that Crawford shit. But I talked to Ron about it and Ron calmed me down.
Hey, yo, fam, I'm your weight, fam. How much I weigh? I'm your weight. Come get some. Mom, chumps in these chats, man. I swear. My name is SGTO, man. Instagram and Twitter. Peace.
My name is IQ. Alex Doomsday Liners. IG. Alex Doomsday Liners.
Peace. Fighter IQ. You?
Ron GFIQ. Go to the YouTube and watch Eddie run down on Ness and watch Ness run down on Eddie.
That was a one.
Look, you know what? You know what's so dope about this? This is multiple different versions. You get to have the angle from Ness.
Super chat. My bad, Ron. Super chat alert. RMV says we need a Bud show because he was acting high on live. Mike doesn't want that show. And Bob lying on Pac versus Bud.
R&B, bro. He swear. But follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. And follow the Boxing Voice on IG and check out our latest post. A lady boxer named Savannah Marshall, man. She looks pretty decent, so you guys check her out.
Get back to you.
You know me, man. I'm always working, bro. You leave people hanging and shit. I gotta come back.
Did she send that address? Did she send that address? Did you
I gotta look at it.
Jack is the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Jack is the truth
working.
out there in the UK. He got Eddie in the fucking headlock. He can't hide. We everywhere. They don't want to see us win, champ.
Hey, bro. As
You
soon
don't
as
want to
Jack say,
to 100,000, champ.
as soon as Jack say, yeah, I'm from the boxing voice. Like, damn, y'all are everywhere, aren't y'all?
We coming. 95,000. 551. We almost there, baby. We're looking for 96,000. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. And you can subscribe to our backup channel, youtube.com/Nesta Gibbs. Don't forget all our sister channels. We got 7 Deadly Sins podcast radio show YouTube channel. We got Fighter IQ YouTube channel. And not yet Mike and Mario. You know.
Hey, real quick, really quick.
Oh, actually, Mike got one called Michael Gross Sports Utilities.
Sports Utilities. No, sports analyst, man. But I really don't. I don't really do much on it yet. I'm thinking about
doing don't do that yet because y'all ain't there. Give him an audience. He gonna go live. Mike be live on Instagram 24/7.
Mike in the camera.
We got some news, Mike. You want to break it? I can give you the.
Go ahead, Ron. I've been fucking up lately.
Okay, Josh Taylor has been confirmed to fight Ivan.
Yeah, I got the email, but
I saw that.
You know what? We should. I wanted to get David McWalters on because David McWalters was on a boxing scene interview saying that he's pulling Ivan out and he's seeking network deals.
I saw that too.
For real?
I saw that.
So when I got the email this morning that Ivan was scheduled for May, which is again very consistent with what I was told and you guys were told with Lou DiBella, and that was the reason. It's like, yo, this fight was supposed to take place in February. They pushing it to May. We got these guys waiting. They ain't getting paid. All that So
who knows?
I want to see what David McWalter says. Is he?
Yeah, we need Carol Sullivan.
Has he changed his mind? And this is the reason the press release came out today, right? Like, have the Sutherland brothers and World Boxing Super Series contacted David McWalters? Like, look, we read the article. You know, you're under contract. You better not. Yada yada yada. And he probably bounced back like, bro, we going to court. We were supposed to get a fight in February, not in May. You pushed it back. You got my fighter just went, and we got the belt. We could go anywhere. Right now, the Zone giving out big money. Fucking PBC giving out crazy money. Did y'all hear that? It wasn't me who picked this topic, by the way. You know what I'm saying? If it would have been me, we would have been doing the crazy money and off of that Triple G. But you know what I'm saying? I roll with my guys, so we rolling with them. But I took that final like subliminal shot at the end of the show. Peace.
This guy.